Spacious air, reflecting the way of life under the Florida sky. Even the lobbies funnel in the great outdoors.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image.
Chosen. They say the chain of Shaitan is not that strong. They say his time is running out, he ain't got that long. They say murder, murder, kill, this is not that song. Said I won't amount to nothing, they got that wrong. Cause I was set apart and I was shown the light. And if I get the kingdom, I'll be clothed in white. 1/3 will be delivered and the rest were blinded. Their fate is set in stone, what you ain't read the fine print? Christ is gonna give a crown to us. In the end we'll have the nations bowing down to us, with their faces to the ground to us. It's the truth, as crazy as it sounds to us. Jacob forever rules, and we're his precious jewels. Showed us love and patience, put us above the nations. And that's the gospel. Thank God for choosing me. Bad news for you, it's really good news for me.
I was set apart for God's use.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image.
Let me tell you why. We have a different kind of shine, a different kind of mind. The rhythm's not the same, we're on a different type of time. With a different kind of pace, a different kind of race. The season's not the same, we have a different kind of taste. A different kind of salt, we are so not them. Got my sword and my shield, man, I'm so locked in. And when I came to serve Yahweh, put my whole heart in. So I can't sit calm, I'm no Martin. And that's a reach, y'all, chosen to teach y'all. Every Sabbath you can find us in the streets, y'all. Danyaahla, my nickname is Priest, y'all. In the gym, they say that I'm a beast, y'all. Set apart, the nations all hate me. Set a trap, they lying in wait for me. Chris Paul, they don't want to play with me. But if you love me, I'm asking that you pray with me. Cause
I was set apart for God's use.
Chosen.
I was set apart for God's use. Formed in His image.
Chosen. And thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people, chosen above all people that's on the face of the earth. That's Deuteronomy 7 and 6. That's you, black and Latin man. Chosen. That's you, black and Latin woman. Yeah. But we the chosen. Chosen.
3, 2.
This is Patrick Dells, Maccabeestv. Yes, sir. If you want to reach me, you can reach me on 6315-302329. That's the New York number, and the Grenada number is 1473-416-2310. My website is Patrick Dells, holistichealing.com. My YouTube channel is Master Herbalist Patrick Dells, and my Facebook channel is Patrick Dells. Boom! Maccabeestv, man. Bless up. With thanks. All right.
Well, alrighty then. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another edition, afternoon edition, impromptu edition of Maccabeestv. I am your brother, Priest Danyaahla, representing Maccabeestv, representing Lions of Israel, representing the nation of Israel in general. And yeah, we're back on another road rage. I haven't done one in a while, you know. Been busy doing a lot of other things in the work, so I haven't had a chance to do these road rages. But, you know, I know brothers and sisters like when I do them. Sometimes you like when we come and we have these conversations as an Israelite family across the board. So, you know, it's actually a nice afternoon here in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area. Not really a cloud in the sky, blue skies, mid-50s. And yes, family, for us, that's a heat wave. That's a heat wave. Y'all remember a couple of weeks ago, we was buried in snow. So for 50-something degrees for us, we're practically ready to go to the beach. So, we're happy for this. I'm happy for this, man. Some of the snow can melt, so forth and so on. So all praises to the Most High for that, of course. Yeah, so let me tell y'all right now how this is going to go. Normally, I do the road rage where I use the YouTube app, and y'all look at the road. Some of y'all like that. Some of y'all don't like that, whatever. But the app doesn't have a lot of features at my fingertips like StreamYard does, right? So that's the reason why I'm streaming from StreamYard. I wish StreamYard would make an app rather than having to go from their website, stream from their website. I wish they would create an app. It would be much better so that way the picture could be in landscape, the video could be in landscape and not portrait. I hate going live where you got them two black bars on either side of the screen, but it is what it is, man. Ain't nothing really going on the roads. The roads are pretty empty. So I said, you know what? I'll use the daggone website and I'll use the portrait mode, whatever, so I can have access to the features that are available on StreamYard that's not available on the YouTube app. So once again, all praise to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. I got a few people in the house. Let me just give some love out. Of course, Crown Me 13, shalom to you. You asked me, I think I got back to you, but you asked me if we're going to be live streaming the Passover. So since I see you, you're the first person, let me just give a couple more shout outs, then I'll talk about that. Zebulon Israel, shalom to you. Zebulon Judah, shalom to Zerubbabel Judah, shalom to you. Sisters of the Maccabees, shalom to you. Jay Lee, Rum Gadal, my brothers, I know I keep saying it. I got to come out to Connecticut. Now that the weather is getting warm, I got to come out to Connecticut. Hope you brothers will have me. I definitely got to visit the Rum Gadal camp in Connecticut. Them brothers are doing great work in Connecticut and Boston. So shout out to them brothers doing their thing. Of course, the super duper mega moderator in the building, Tamika. Peace to you too as well. Peace to everybody. So since I saw Crown Me 13, and by the way, if you guys are in my house and you haven't interacted with the video, shame on you. Repent. Hit the like button or hit the thumbs down button. It doesn't matter. It all triggers the algorithm. It's all the same. So do something with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for you folks on Facebook. Shalom to y'all as well. Same thing. You get the like button, the dislike button. Well, there is no dislike button on Facebook. So, if you want to dislike the video that much, come on over here and dislike it over here. Just come on and interact with the video either way. Let's trigger the algorithm. Y'all already know how it goes. YouTube, if you don't have 500,000 subscribers or more, your channel's pretty much shadow banned. YouTube don't really give a damn about you, because at the end of the day, YouTube is a corporation. It's a business. YouTube has become a search engine, family, believe it or not. YouTube falls in line with what they call a search engine now. So what the hell do they give a damn about the little people like us, right? And most Israelite channels are below 100,000 subscribers. So we're the little people, and it's all good, right? Or if you get 100,000, you're on your way. You're about 400,000 short of being a big guy. So now back to what I was saying before. So this janky production I'm doing with StreamYard, y'all notice that even the picture is the camera's not placed all that great. Y'all forgive me for that too, man, because my phone holder is acting janky too. But I wanted to go live and talk to y'all because I've been working on stuff internally within the camp, so I haven't been able to do the live streams from home like that. So the most free time I have is when I'm driving. So y'all just bear with me, all right? Like I said, interact with the video. Back to my Crown Me 13. You asked me, was we going to live stream the Passover service? That's still up in the air, my family, okay? I'm going to tell you why. The camp is kind of split on that. There are a lot of people that don't respect what it is that we do. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when you come on YouTube and you do classes. It's one thing when you come on YouTube and you do a live stream like I'm doing where you're just talking, whatever like that. And people interact with the video positively or negatively, or they make their little sideways comments, whatever. That's all good. But the Passover is a solemn assembly. It's a solemn holy day. It's very serious. And so, you know, I know that if we were to, you know, live stream the service, you're going to have people in the comment boards being stupid like always, that are not, either they're not Israelites, or they might be a part of another camp that is, you know, they hate everybody but their camp. So they want to come and hate on you on the comment boards. Nobody has time for all that. So I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. But I don't know the more sacred parts of the service if I'll put them on YouTube or not. It's kind of iffy for me right now. You know, I rely heavily on the other elders in the camp beside myself. Like I'm not a dictator, right? So when they come and they express, concerns about certain things, I listen to their concerns because sometimes they're right. You know what I'm saying? And particularly one of the elders in the camp said that, you know, this is so sacred and so holy that he really doesn't like us live streaming, you know, these services. So I'm not saying no. We will probably live stream certain portions of the service, yes, but we'll be filming it. And once we film it, I'll probably, you know, put it out that like pre-recorded. I'll film it that way and then put it out. I don't think on Maccabeestv because this channel is for everybody. Like I don't, even though I'm on this channel, I run this channel, I don't treat this channel like it's a Lions of Israel channel. That's why you see so many different people on here. So I don't necessarily think we'll promote ourselves in our camp on the channel. I mean, I've always said it, and you guys already know, I'm not into self-promotion. It's not, I don't care about that. I care about teaching the word. I care about Israel waking up, and I care about getting the hell up out of here. That's what I care about. So I'll probably post it on our camp channel at some point, you know, so look out for that as well. Speaking of which, as long as I'm talking about the Passover, let me once again reprove some of you Argulites. I don't understand you brothers. I'm telling you, this is me speaking. Ain't nobody else speaking but me. Hey, Deacon Tawabaman, shalom to you. I see you in the building. Yeah, let me speak to some of you Argulites. I got to speak some reproof to some of y'all. I don't know how many times I got to say this. Some of you brothers, it's the brothers. It's the brothers. It's not the sisters. It's not the sisters. It is the brothers. The men that's supposed to be these alpha males. All you Israelite men, everybody says that you are an alpha male. I'm an alpha. You the big, bad, mighty Israelite, right? But you dudes argue more than women. That is not an alpha trait. It's just not. It's just not. I'm sorry. If you are an Argulite, that is not an alpha trait. You need to check yourself about that spirit and fix it. Period. So some of you guys, I posted on the community page for Maccabeestv the dates that we are having Passover. I didn't tell you or your congregation or your family when you should have Passover, but based on our research, I told you when we're having Passover. And I cross-referenced it with quite a few other elders, and they had the same date that we have. That's not to say that we're any more right than your camp is, or you are any more right than us. We are all rehearsing the righteous acts. And somebody came on my comment boards arguing about that. I know rehearse means to tell. Like when you rehearse a tale, you tell a tale. So I know rehearse has many different meanings and contexts in the English language. I'm not stupid about that. But literally, until we get into our kingdom, we are rehearsing, meaning practicing the righteous acts as well, which are the commandments. When we get into the kingdom, the scriptures tell us that we will all see eye to eye on that date. Me personally, and I know some people will have a problem with this, but that's okay. Niggas have a problem with everything, so that's all right. Me personally, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I will take any Israelite in any Israelite camp that keeps the commandments, that observes the holy days. I will take them over these Israelites that say you don't have to keep the commandments. So even if I got March 26th, somebody else has April 8th, somebody else came on the comment board and told me April 10th, I see ISUPK has April 24th, I will take all those camps and all those brothers over people that say you don't have to keep the commandments. I don't need to be contentious. Now, if brothers want to sit down and have a conversation as men about how we came to the conclusion, did we use the leap year this year? Should we have used the leap year this year? So forth and so on. That's a conversation, sure. But when you pop up on my page acting like you are the know-it-all and everybody else got it wrong but you, I got a problem with that. And so slowly but surely, some of you dudes, I just been deleting you off the page. I don't need you. Not because you disagree, but because you are disagreeable, because you acting like a female. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're doing. There's a way to disagree. Everybody that came to my page that told me that they have a different date, I told them, Most High bless you in your Passover. That's what I said. Go look at the comments on the community page. But some of y'all like to argue, man. That is a trait of a female, and I can't stand that spirit in men, man. I can't stand it. Brothers is still running me down for debates after I done told you no like 5 times already. That's a female trait too. I'm sorry. I just got to keep it a buck. It is. We are men. A man says what he means and means what he says. So when I'm talking to another man, whatever I tell you, that's what it is. Don't ask me again. It is what it is. So, yeah. Whenever you're keeping the holy days, all praise to the Most High for you guys keeping the holy days. That's it, man. That's it. When Yahweh Shai come back and the Most High set up our kingdom, we will all see eye to eye, and we will all know what we had right and what we had wrong. But keep the commandments, man. Keep the commandments. That's the bottom line. You doing that, me and you, we good. That's how I look at it. That's how I see it. A lot of y'all don't see it that way because a nigga always want to be right. And it's kind of sad. And it don't be the women. It don't be the women. Like, I don't get into arguments with women on social media at all. It's always you men. Some of you dudes didn't have a father or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And I know that those of us that have been around a little bit older, we're supposed to be father figures. I don't mind. But if I'm going to be a father figure, I'm going to treat you like I treat my son. And I don't put up with nonsense from my son at all. At all. Okay. So we got that out the way, family. We got that out the way. Yo, I don't know if you brothers and sisters drink this, man. This is like a wheatgrass shot, brothers and sisters. Wheatgrass is excellent. Look up the benefits of wheatgrass. I'm on that wheatgrass. So I was telling so yesterday we had our academy, right? Our new member academy. We have it every Sunday from 2 to 5. So we was in the academy yesterday, and I was telling brothers that I took the gallbladder flush. Some of you brothers and sisters are new to the channel, and so you don't know about the gallbladder flush that we have. So we have a gallbladder flush that we have not on this channel, on the backup channel, Sisters of the Maccabees. I see Sisters of the Maccabees in the comments. If you're still watching, why don't you go ahead and copy and paste and put the gallbladder flush video in the comments for this video right here. And also when I'm done, I'll place it in the, I'll pin it at the top of the comments when I'm done. I'll pin it at the top. So the gallbladder flush is excellent, brothers and sisters. Excellent. And let's be real, a lot of us, our eating habits are not good. So the next best thing for you to do, if you know that you have bad eating habits, is to at least every season, 4 times a year, winter, spring, summer, fall, do a flush and a cleanse and clean your system out of all the toxins, all the acidic foods, preservatives, dyes, all types of stuff that's in these foods. Cleanse your system of these foods. So I do a gallbladder flush at least 4 times a year. A lot of brothers and sisters, you don't even know that you have kidney stones. You don't even know it until they become out of control. If you do this gallbladder flush, you're going to pass, I'm telling you, if you do this gallbladder flush, you're going to pass kidney stones you didn't even know you had. And you don't want to pass them when they become large because then it's painful. So you want to do this. Trust me. The only thing with this gallbladder flush, I ain't going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. You need to take it the night before you're not going someplace because it is going to send you to the bathroom. You're flushing your system out. It's going to send you to the bathroom. And we as Israelites and just black people in general and Hispanic people in general, we got to be more grown-ups and stop being kids. And what I mean by that is grown people will say to me and say to Sister Malika and others, when we recommend or we recommend like different herbs, different flushes, y'all are crying about how it tastes, which makes no sense to me. That's like a childish mentality, not to be funny. Everything is not meant to taste good. Some things are supposed to be sour. Some things are supposed to be bitter. It's good. Those things are alkaline. It balances out your system. But you guys don't want to take nothing if it don't taste like cherry, strawberry, mango, or whatever, watermelon. You don't want to drink it. And then you wait for something to fester in your body that's been festering for years, and then it manifests itself in your body. And now you're running around looking for what should I do? What should I do? Yo, can you get me in touch with Master Herbalist Patrick Dells? What should I do? No, good health is a lifestyle. You got to live that way. Family, I know the picture is kind of cut off. Like I said, this damn phone holder is broken, but I don't give a damn. It's janky. I'm here. I'm talking. It's all good. Get my likes up too, family. Get my likes up too. Right. So, Sisters of the Maccabees, yeah, put the link for the gallbladder flush inside the comments. It never that gallbladder flush, which was recommended by Master Herbalist Patrick Dells, that thing has never failed me yet, family. Never failed me yet. I'm telling you. But the only thing is that you have to be available to be home. Usually, I'm gonna tell y'all usually what I do. I take it the night before. I'm not going somewhere. And you're probably, especially if you've been doing a lot of damage, when I talk about a lot of damage, eating a lot of junk food, if you're somebody that's been doing a lot of damage, eating a lot of junk food, right? When that thing hits you, it's going to be hitting you all night. So you might as well prepare not to sleep that night because you are going to be going to the bathroom. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. And by the time you go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times, I'm telling you, you're going to feel like $1 million because there's going to be things coming out of you didn't even know was in there. Every time I do it, I feel like $1 million right after. And watch this. When you take that gallbladder flush, you're going to lose some weight too. Yes, you are. You're going to lose some weight. Because when you take the gallbladder flush, guess what? There's certain foods and stuff you can't eat for like a week. Can't have no fried foods, all that other stuff like that. You can't have it. So once you eliminate a lot of that stuff out your system and you're not reintroducing it to your system, at least for a week, you're going to lose some weight. And you're going to feel like $1 million. And just so you brothers and sisters know, you should be doing a flush before you take herbs. Some of y'all just go out, y'all see a video or y'all hear about this herb or that herb, and you run out and you buy it and you never did a flush. You got to clean your system out you got to flush your system out in order for whatever herbs you're taking to work optimally. Then you're wondering why you're taking some and you're not seeing any results because you didn't flush yourself out. In the midst of taking some herbs, you're still practicing bad habits. You're eating fried foods, you're eating processed foods and cheese and this and that. So the herbs, you're nullifying the very thing that the herb is supposed to be doing for you. All right? I know it's difficult. We were all raised on that food pyramid that we were taught about in 1st and 2nd grade in America, but that thing is nonsense, family. It's nonsense. We have to do better. We have to do better. All right? The issues of death belong to the Most High God Yahweh. The Most High God Yahweh decides when it's time for you to check out. So taking herbs and being healthy and exercising won't necessarily prolong your life because it's up to the Most High how long you're going to live. That's already decided. But what it will do is it will allow you to live a more optimal life. And that's the point. In other words, you can age gracefully, for lack of a better word. You can go to the gym as a man in your mid-40s and outwork guys in their 20s. And they're talking about they want to train with you. You could do that when you live a healthy lifestyle. That's the point. Right? When you live a healthy lifestyle, you're not a 30-year-old. We're going to go in now, family. We're going to go in. I'm talking to you, brothers. When you live an optimal lifestyle, you're not a 30-year-old man talking about you suffering from erectile dysfunction. That shouldn't be happening. You should not be 30 years old and you suffering from erectile dysfunction, talking about you popping a blue pill called Viagra or Cialis. Do you brothers know what erectile dysfunction is? Erectile dysfunction is lack of circulation of your blood. That is a prime sign that you are a prime target for a heart attack, period. Because if your blood is not circulating to your manhood, your blood is not circulating properly to your heart either. It just hasn't manifested yet, brothers. You got to fix that. So you got to get up on some natural herbs, some ginger, some turmeric, some things like that in order to increase blood circulation. You also are a prime target if you have erectile dysfunction for a stroke too, because your blood is probably not circulating to your brain the way it's supposed to. See, your body gives you signs. It might manifest itself in erectile dysfunction where, you're trying to be intimate with your wife, whatever like that, and you can't. It'll manifest itself in that way, and you'll think that's all that's wrong. So you'll go and you'll pop a blue pill, but what your body is really telling you is your blood is not circulating the way it's supposed to. You need to get up on some natural stuff that's going to cause your blood to circulate so that it's circulating properly so that you don't have a stroke or a heart attack. That's the point. And a lot of times, young brothers, you're dealing with that because of what you are eating. Simple as that. Simple as that. You should be 50 years old and still putting hell down on your woman. That's how it's supposed to be. Come on, man. Come on. And then there's the shame of it. Like some of you brothers and sisters are suffering in silence because you got this shame thing going on. Like you don't want nobody to know that you're suffering from that. Nobody got to know if you're suffering from that if you go to the right person. If you go to the right person and say, this is what I'm dealing with, right? They'll give you good advice. And they won't tell nobody. Nobody will know your business. But don't suffer in silence. A lot of Israelites are passing away, right? And they're passing away from things that probably could have been treated had they told somebody. I'm being real. I'm seeing it all the time. I'm not saying the herbs there's no such thing as the herbs being a magic cure, because sometimes people try to put those words in our mouth. We don't say that. We don't teach that. But if you live a healthy lifestyle over a long period of time, the herbs can be beneficial to you. Remember, I always tell y'all, Master Herbalist Patrick Delves used to suffer from epilepsy. He was an epileptic. Did you brothers and sisters know that? Epilepsy is supposed to be for life. He's supposed to be on those epileptic medicines for life. But as soon as he found out he had it, that was the life-changing thing for him, and he changed his life. And now the brother doesn't have epilepsy no more. He don't take no medicine or nothing. You would look at the brother and never even know that he had epilepsy. Guess what? Somebody that's watched this video, you suffer from epilepsy or you know somebody that does. It's not a lifelong sentence if you deal with it correctly, but it requires lifelong and lifestyle changes. That's the point. We're not going to belabor the point because this whole video is not about health right now. I just wanted to say those things. Another thing I want to talk about really quickly is I want brothers and sisters to continue. I've said it before, and I volunteer to be the voice of this in Israel if I have to be, because I see myself saying it, and I really don't hear it much places else. Brothers and sisters, make sure your paperwork is correct. There's too many brothers and sisters that's passing away in this truth. You don't have no will, you don't have no nothing, and you're being buried in a goddamn three-piece suit under a giant image of Caesar Borgia. It's happening too much. It's happening too much. Israel got to do better. Get life insurance so that you could be buried. And don't leave that burden behind on your wife, your children, or your congregation. See, these are the conversations Israel don't want to have. But damn it, as soon as I put a post up about when I'm keeping Passover, everybody running to my thing to tell me that we got the wrong date. When I talk about this, crickets. Chief Ephraim in the building, shalom. When I talk about this, it's crickets. And this is what we should be talking about. This is what we should be falling over each other trying to fix. That's the point. All right, enough of that. Now, I want to talk about something else, brothers and sisters, that y'all see in the title. I want to talk about trauma in the Israelite community. Trauma. Let's get the lights up, family. I can't even see them, but y'all always do me dirty, so get the damn lights up. Let's go. Get the lights up. Let's go. Y'all too on Facebook. Y'all too. Get the lights up. Let's go. I want to talk a little bit about trauma in the Israelite community. I want to talk about that. Our Lord Yahweh Shai spoke about the whole need not a physician, right? Christ came, Yahweh Shai came to heal the sick and the maimed. Not just physically sick and maimed, but sometimes spiritually and mentally sick and maimed. There are a lot of us. Notice I didn't say y'all. I said us. There are a lot of us that are coming into this truth, and you are spiritually, I said you, and we are spiritually sick and spiritually maimed, and we're not doing anything about it. And what's happening is, because you're not dealing with it, you're masking it, you're ignoring the elephant in the room. You are taking this sickness and this maiming that you have in your spirit, and you're bringing it into your marriages. You are bringing it into your relationships with brothers and sisters. You're bringing it into your congregations, so forth and so on, because you are not addressing, we are not addressing this elephant in the room in the Israelite community. We got people in Israel that are coming from all walks of life. You got sisters that are coming into this truth. Before you came into this truth, when you were a young child, somebody touched you, and you never dealt with it. You got sisters that come into the truth. Some of you, we have a real talk today. Some of you sisters got raped and molested before, and you never dealt with it. Some of you brothers have been touched, raped, molested, all that. You never dealt with it. Some of you brothers that are coming in, you got mommy issues. Your mother didn't like you. She didn't treat you right. So you hate women, and you bring it into the truth with you. Some of you sisters, your mother was a feminist. She hated men, and you bringing that into the truth with you. And it is affecting everything around us in its truth. I see it. I see it. I counsel it. I see it. And then when I ask you about it, you lie to my face and tell me, oh, no, it's okay. No, it's not. You're lying. You're lying. You wouldn't be sitting down for counsel if it wasn't true. You wouldn't be having the problems in your marriage that you're having if it wasn't true. Watch this. I'm going to get personal with y'all for a second. I'm going to tell y'all a personal thing with me. I ain't going to get too personal, but I'm going to tell y'all why I'm saying we. It's not y'all. It's a we thing. I experienced trauma coming up. I'm not pulling out my violin for you guys to feel bad for me. I experienced trauma, right? I lost my parents at a very young age. And I've been fending for myself most of my life. And what that did to me, because I was always fending for myself, it made me a very cold person before I came into this truth. Before I came into this truth, I don't like people. I didn't like being around people. I was the most comfortable when I was by myself. Life did that thing to me. So I didn't like having people around me at all. I could only tolerate people, but for so long, and then I got to get away. Like, no, I just don't like people. And I carried that trauma with me into the truth. And the Most High stripped me down all the way down to the ground where I was living in the barracks. Back in the days at the old school, you had something called a barracks. For all the brothers that didn't have no place to go, no place to live, the school provided us with a place to live. It was called a barracks. And I went from being somebody that didn't like to be around people to being in a dorm room. I was sharing a big behind dorm room with 3 other Israelite brothers. It was 4 of us in one big ass room. That was hell for me because I didn't like people. So that thing was hell. Understand, every little thing annoyed me. Everything. Just somebody's presence annoyed me. I coming back from work and I see it's all 4 of us, that's our room, right? I come back, I see somebody in there mad as hell. Why? Because the trauma that I went through of having to raise myself pretty much made me the person I was. I was cold. And I came into Israel and I didn't deal with it. And so it caused problems between me and the brothers I was living with. We was always arguing. We was always at each other's throat in the barracks all the time because I didn't deal with it. But at some point, I had to look myself in the mirror and be like, that's not the spirit of the Most High. That's not. For many, many years, I justified the spirit that I had that was really cold towards people. What y'all see today is not who I always was. And I always justified it to myself. And I had one person after the other that would come around me and be like, yo, brother, you like a real cold person. And I always justified it. Well, listen, that's how life made me. But that ain't right, family. That ain't right. That's why I say we. And I caused a lot of unnecessary trauma in relationships with brothers in this truth early on because I just made excuses for why I was how I was. Also, as a young man, I probably sabotaged many relationships with women because I was so cold. I just didn't like being around people at all. You come around me, I want you to come around me, and when you come around me, I'm annoyed for no reason. And it manifests in the way that I treat you, right? So at some point, I had to step back and I had to talk to somebody in the truth about it. And I had to take the correction. And I had to fix it. Because it's not right. And what I'm trying to tell you, brothers and sisters, is this, right? A lot of brothers and sisters, you guys are coming from all types of traumatic experiences that you experienced out in the world too. And the world made you a certain way too. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. And if you know you have these traumas, some of you brothers and sisters, you should not be entering into marriage until you fix it first. You should not. You should not. Because your marriage is almost 100% destined to fail, as we see in Israel. The divorce rate in Israel, in the Israelite community as a whole, I'm seeing is no different than the Israelites that don't know the Israel, the world. I don't see a difference. Brothers and sisters are getting together for a couple of years, jumping and hopping in the sack without getting to know each other, without proving each other, and y'all realize y'all don't like each other. Now y'all want to get a divorce, and then you shopping for counsel. You're going from one elder to the other, to the other, to the other, till somebody make an excuse for you to leave that man when Christ said no. Save for fornication. He said no. This thing with trauma in the Israelite community has to be addressed. You got to find somebody in the Israelite community that you could talk to, that you could counsel with, to help you overcome whatever traumas that you have. You ain't got to tell everybody, but you should talk to somebody. I tell brothers all the time, when you look at the scriptures, right? When Jethro told Moses to set up counselors in Israel, right? They were judging all types of matters. all types of matters. Today, you see a lot of different camps across the board. They have that same structure. You got captains, you got officers, you got this, you got that. That's not a flattering title. Job spoke about flattering titles. It becomes a flattering title when you cannot execute the office or the title that you have. That's when it becomes a flattering title. And I tell brothers all the time, we got a lot of sick people that's coming into Israel that have suffered from trauma. And we have to be ready to receive them and to counsel them and to deal with them. We have to be ready for that. You brothers and sisters that's watching, you have to be ready for that. You sisters too. Some of you sisters experienced trauma in Israel. I mean, before you came into Israel, you experienced some type of trauma in your life. There's going to be some new sisters that's going to come in that I, as a brother, can't tell a sister or give a sister counsel other than some scriptures for a sister that might have got raped. I can give her some scriptures, but some of you sisters experienced that. You're going to have to counsel that sister as a woman that experienced that. But if you didn't deal with your own trauma, how you going to talk? How you going to counsel somebody else? You can't. So this is something in the Israelite community that we're going to have to deal with, man. And that's why you see so much dysfunction across the board in the community, because we're not dealing with the elephant in the room, which is the mental illness and trauma. We're just not dealing with it. We're acting like it doesn't exist. And I see it all across the board in the community. I was talking to one of the elders from the, another camp, and he has a sister in his congregation that's a therapist. I think I'm going to bring her on. I think I'm going to bring the sister on. All right? We're going to have this conversation, family. Do y'all know that I've had people that have reached out to me, told me that they was going to kill themselves? As an Israelite, what would make you even contemplate killing yourself? What would make you do that? I've had people come to me and tell me I was thinking about killing myself. I'm like, what? These are the stuff that we need to be talking about. And you got to ask yourself a question. If somebody comes to you and says that, how would you counsel them? If somebody comes to you and said they're contemplating doing something to themselves, how would you go about it? Everybody that has any type of office of leadership or anything in Israel, you need to ask yourself that question. What you gonna say? How would you counsel that person? Don't wait till it happens. You should already know what you're gonna say. If a young brother comes up to you and says that something happened to him when he was a child, and you were an officer, a captain, an elder, what you gonna say? You don't know? You should know. Because that's coming. If it hasn't happened to you already, it's gonna come. It's going to come. That's why I always tell y'all can miss me with the argue light stuff. Like, no. Don't come on my Facebook page trying to argue me about nothing. Don't come on my YouTube trying to argue me about nothing. I'm not into that. Because I got to deal with the trauma and stuff that you niggas don't want to deal with, because you want to debate every dumbass, every stupid ass thing that comes into your mind. You want to have an argument about it because you still got some female tendencies as a man. You probably was raised with your mom or something like that. You didn't have a father. You didn't have a big brother. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you something, family. Guess what? I just told y'all. I pretty much raised myself. So I had some of those qualities too. When I first came into this truth, I was 19 years old. I had never really been around strong male figures like that. So when I first met the elders, I'm not going to front, it was like culture shock because they was blunt and direct. Those that know. There was no nonsense. There was blunt and direct. You see what I'm saying? And you just had to deal with it. You just had to deal with it. But that's something that I needed because I didn't have that coming up. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I made my own way. But I'm thankful for that those brothers had that spirit so that I don't have this spirit of always, listen, man, listen. It just is what it is as a man, man. Seriously. That's why some of you brothers wonder sometimes why y'all say the sisters don't want to get in order and they don't respect the brothers. That's because some of you brothers are part-time. Let me not even say that. Let me not even say that. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I was about to go take it all the way to the left. I don't want to say that. But we as men, we got to get it together, man. It's okay not to argue, you know. It's okay. It's all right. You will be okay. You don't always have to have the last word either, brothers. You don't. I notice that people get more mad when they try to argue with me and I don't engage. I think that makes people more mad. I just look at somebody and be like, I hear you, but I said what I said. Yeah, brother, I hear you, but I said what I said. That's it. That makes them more mad. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to argue with somebody. But it'll also garner you more respect from other men and from women. Right. Chief Ephraim said some people are more direct and some people are scared of conflict. You can't be scared to tell somebody the truth. You can't be. Because if you love your brother the same way, the Bible says for us to go out, when we go out in the highways and the byways, what does the scripture say? It says, cry aloud and spare not, right? Why are we lifting up our voice like a trumpet? Because we're trying to get somebody's attention. Because our people are in the midst of sin and there's judgment there. So there's no nice way for us to tell our people, if they don't repent, God is going to kill them. There's no nice way to say that. But we have to be as direct with our brother and our sister when we see them in the midst of something as well. We got to be direct. You ain't got to be disrespectful. There's a difference between being disrespectful and being direct. The scriptures tell us if you see a brother or a sister overtaken in a fault, right? Ye which are spiritual, restore that brother or sister in a spirit of meekness. You could be meek, but you still could be direct. Like, we're not trying to disrespect nobody, but sometimes you got to tell people just what it is. Because there's a lot of people that don't have somebody to tell them what it is. You understand? And I find that people appreciate it when you tell them what it is. Not always right away, but in the long run, they do. Now, as far as finding a counselor, like if you have experienced some type of trauma and you're looking for a counselor, obviously you got to find somebody that doesn't have loose lips, like they're not going to go around and tell everybody whatever traumatic situation it is. Let me ask another elephant in the room right now. I ask my camp this all the time, and the responses are real interesting. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and put this elephant in the room right now. Let me put this elephant in the room right now. How many brothers, I'm talking to you brothers, how many of y'all, I don't know how many of y'all that's watching are part of a camp or not part of a camp, but let's just say that you are part of a camp just for argument's sake. I've been seeing on Facebook these pictures like before and after of a couple of sisters that when they were in the world, they were lesbians. and then they woke up to being Israelites, and now they're married. I'm seeing those posts all the time, right? And when them sisters post those posts, everybody's all praise to the Most High, all praise, all praise, all praise, and sister, that's right. See what the Most High could do. Everybody's like, yeah, okay, cool. How many before and after have you guys seen of a man that used to be a homosexual? I'll wait. How many testimonials have y'all seen of a man that used to be a homosexual coming into the truth and posting it on Facebook? I'll wait. I haven't seen one yet. Anybody? Anybody seen one? Let me know. I had to slow down because I got to pay this toll so I can look at the chat for a second. Any of y'all seen any of those? I haven't. Yeah, somebody said, here comes the question. Damn right. Damn right. You already know what I'm asked. How you brothers are prepared to? To deal with that. Because you know if you don't, the brother's going to pick up on it. You know he's going to pick up on it. Would you be able to do it? Every brother got to look yourself in the spirit, in the mirror, and ask yourself that question. So I know what y'all wondering. Well, Danyaahla, what would you do? Guess what? I asked the questions, but I ain't got an answer. I know what I'm supposed to do as far as repentance is concerned. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm still working on my spirit. I'm still working on it. I'm still working on myself. I'm not fully there yet. The honest answer I've told people is that I would prefer if a brother was doing that I don't know. And I notice that's probably not the right answer. It's probably not the right answer. But it's the honest answer right now. I would prefer that he didn't tell me that. If he did tell me that, I still would have to deal with him like a brother. If he repented from that sin, I would have to deal with him like a brother. I would. But man. Zerubbabel Israel said, nope. Sorry, y'all. I know I'm breaking up a little badly. It's okay. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I'm going through a drop zone. Give me a second. All right, family, let me know if I'm back yet. If I'm back, just put like 1 in the chat or something. Let me know I sound okay. I don't want to continue too much if you guys can't hear me. If it's sounding okay again, put like 1 in the chat. Somebody let me know something, please. I'm going to assume it's doing better. Y'all not saying nothing? Okay, there's the ones. All right now. Don't fall asleep on me. So I don't know at what point I was breaking up, so I'll repeat myself. I'll go back a little bit. I said, how many brothers are prepared to know that a brother used to engage in that lifestyle and he's standing at camp next to you? He's sitting in class next to you. Are you spiritually prepared to deal with that? How should you deal with a man like that? If he's a repentant Israelite whom the Lord called into this truth, should you shun the brother? Would you shun the brother? Have you asked yourself these questions? That's a trauma too. Because I'm going to tell you something. A lot of these dudes that's in that lifestyle, when they were young, they were touched. They were touched. They went through a trauma, and the trauma manifests itself in a lifestyle. A lot of the sisters that are into that lesbian lifestyle, a lot of them were touched and molested as children. And it manifests itself into that lifestyle. But the difference is that we're seeing sisters on Facebook that was in the lifestyle giving testimonies about their transformation out of that lifestyle. We're not seeing it with the men. Is that because it hasn't happened? Or is it because there are brothers that was dealing with that, but they can't say anything because of the stigma? Do y'all see the serious conversations that we're not having as Israelites when we're sitting around arguing about frivolous stuff? I pose these questions to my camp all the time. What you gonna do? And of course, they ask me, well, Danyaahla, what you gonna do? So as I said, because I don't know if you guys heard, because it was breaking up, my answer is, I don't know till I'm in a situation. I know what I'm supposed to do. If the brother repented, I know what I'm supposed to do because I didn't call him into the truth, the Most High did. So I know what I'm supposed to do, but I ain't saying necessarily that I'm there yet. I'm saying I'm still working on myself. And that's just the honest truth. Right, somebody said that's a test. That could be a test of whether you're applying the fruits of the Spirit. Right? Because we all coming from somewhere and from something, all of us. And we have to remember that a lot of our people that are engaged in that lifestyle, it's through trauma. It's through trauma. It's through indoctrination in the system. It's through the food. It's through a lot of stuff, man. It's through a lot of stuff. They're doing all types of experiments on children when they're in the mother's womb. When the woman is going for these damn doctor's appointments when they're pregnant, and the doctor is sticking a damn 3-inch needle in a woman's stomach and stuff like that. You don't really know what's going on with that baby, what they're doing. I have heard stories, or I've heard theories. They're theories. Yes, it's a conspiracy theory. I've heard theories that sometimes when the doctors inject the baby like in the womb, sometimes they calcify the hypothalamus gland. There's some type of trauma or something that happens to the hypothalamus gland, which is one of the things that helps regulate attraction between the sexes. You know, Esau is a mad scientist. We know this. Right. This is why Prince said, until you accept the imperfections of others, the Most High doesn't accept you. That's a hellified point. It's a hellified point. Watch this. Hey, brothers, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Y'all thought the question I asked the brothers was a doozy, right? Wait till y'all hear what I'm going to ask the sisters. Watch this. Watch this. So I asked the brothers, I said, if a man was engaging in a certain lifestyle before he repented, as far as sleeping with other men, would you accept him as a brother into the brotherhood of a camp, a congregation, whatever? Now watch me. Watch what I'm gonna ask the sisters. Hey, sisters, if a man is a repentant Israelite that engaged in that lifestyle, does he have to be a eunuch for the rest of his life? In other words, never get married. Never get married. Should a sister marry a brother like that? Huh? Or would you tell your fellow Israelite sisters that repentant brother that repented from that lifestyle, she shouldn't marry him because of what he used to do? Sisters, where you at? What you gonna say? Because y'all be clapping it up for the sisters that repented, y'all be clapping it up for them. And some of them sisters that repented have husbands. I don't see nobody saying that they can't have a husband. So should a repentant brother from that lifestyle, should he be able to get a wife? Yeah. Crickets in the building, boy. Huh? Crickets. Now I know I seen one sister say, well, she could not do it. Okay, but what if you're a sister that you were close with met a brother that said he was involved in that lifestyle before he came into the truth, and he repented, and they're proving, and the sister likes the brother? What would you tell her? What would you say? I'm just asking. None of us are perfect. I done told y'all, I don't even know what I would do. Okay. Amara said he repented he should have a wife or more wives. Okay, cool. See, this thing goes deep. This thing goes deep, family. And guess what? You know why I'm posing all these questions to you, brothers and sisters? You know why I'm posing these questions to you? Because as this truth is exploding, we see this truth is everywhere, it's growing. You're going to have people that's going to be coming from all walks of life. Everybody's not coming from the corner. Everybody's not coming from the trap or the drug spot. Every sister's not going to come down from a strip pole. Some sisters are going to come in here and they're going to be damaged because they was touched, they was raped, they was molested, they turned into lesbians and all that, and brothers too. As this truth grows. So we have to ask ourselves these very, very hard questions. And we have to be prepared to deal with the people that have these traumas. But before we deal with them, we got to look ourselves in the mirror first and deal with the traumas and the imperfections that we all have based on what happened to us before we came into this truth. Some brothers, the reason why you have hatred towards women, because your mother was messed up towards you for whatever reason. You watch your mother in the house when you were younger, your father wasn't there, and she had a carousel of men in and out the house. And so you learn from watching that. Some of you sisters, you didn't have a father, or you watched up your father, the way your father dealt with your mother, and so you always hold on to that, and you have a certain feeling that you bring into this truth and bring it into your marriage. See, it's one thing to jump into the sack with somebody before you come into this truth, because then when you're all finished, when the thrill is gone, you could just pick up and bounce, because that's what the world does. But in this Israelite community, it's not supposed to be so. And that's why we push for more courting to go on in Israel. I said this before on one of my road rages early in the morning, so probably the majority of you guys didn't hear me say it. I'm going to say it again, and the sisters aren't going to like it. A lot of you sisters, man, you don't have no male figure in your life. None. Not all of you, but none. There needs to be somebody that the dude that's courting you, there needs to be somebody that dude needs to meet that could put a little bit of intimidation or fear in that brother before he get with you. So he understands that there's somebody out there that's looking out for your best interests. That will be able to see through the game that the brother might be trying to run on a sister. If you don't have a father, if you don't have a big brother and you're in a congregation, it should be your elder. Somebody that's not trying to sleep with you. That way, he's going to give you his objective opinion and he don't care how you feel about it. Because you might really, really, really like the dude, but that brother is going to tell you, I don't care how you like the brother or not, I'm going to tell you such, such, and such, and such. Because he don't have no skin in the game. He's not trying to get with you. So he's going to tell you what it is. I told y'all before, I get in trouble, my old job, not the one I have now. My old job, I got in trouble with a lot. These are sisters that's not in the world. I got in a lot of trouble with sisters that was at my old job. Not trouble like bad trouble, but I was very direct with a lot of them that worked there. And I burst a lot of bubbles. And they didn't like it. But they respected it, but they didn't like it. Because I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is. You know? There was one sister that I used to work with. She's in the world, but she got 2 daughters. I'm sorry, she got 3 daughters. Now, she don't want to accept the truth, but she got 3 daughters, right? And we used to work together for like a good 7 to 8 years. And there's like no male figures in her daughters' lives. So she's cool outside the fact that she doesn't really want to fully repent. And so I'm always very direct with her about everything. Your mother, you bringing these dudes around talking about you dating this one. That I was very direct. So much so that one day, father stuff. That's we don't deal with that. But she in the world. But she was so. She would get offended when I would tell her stuff, but in the spirit, she knew I was telling her right. She made me the unofficial godfather to her children. And wanted me to forge a relationship with her daughters because her daughters didn't have a father. Because the father has some type of mental issue, so he's like in a mental facility or something like that. And so I befriended the sister because the scriptures tell us this. What does the Bible say? The Bible says, be a father to the fatherless, but not a husband to the mother. A lot of you brothers, you will only do something for a sister with children if you want to have sex with her. If you don't want to have sex with her, then you're not willing to do nothing. These are our people. And so if I could be a male figure or a male influence to a young lady so that she don't go out running the streets and do nothing crazy, I'm going to do it. Regardless of the fact that the sister doesn't want to fully accept the truth, maybe her daughters will when they become of age. I don't know. The Most High works in mysterious ways. The sister sees something in me, and so that's why she said that. I had to let her know I don't do that godfather thing, but I understand the spirit behind it, and I don't have a problem doing it. But at that job, I was very unpopular amongst a lot of sisters because I was very direct. Very direct. Because a lot of these sisters don't have any men in their lives that's not trying to sleep with them. And the niggas that is in their life ain't telling them the truth. They're not. And some of you sisters in the truth, you don't have a brother or anybody that's telling you the truth. The uncomfortable truths. There was a time when I used to do a lot of counsels, but I noticed I don't do counsels lately. I'm getting a lot less and less people that come to me for counsel. Not because I'm not giving people good counsel, but because I'm not telling people what they want to hear. That's why. I'm talking about when it comes to marriages. No, I'm not telling people what they want to hear. If you sit in front of me, first question. I've said it many times on this channel. First question. You sit in front of me, you tell me y'all having marital issues. Before y'all even tell me what the issue is, the first question I'm asking you is this. Hey, has your husband expressed to you the problems that he has with you? Yes. Has your wife expressed to you the problems that she has with you? Yes. So before we even start talking, y'all already talked to each other. Okay. Next question. What percentage of what your husband said about you is true? No, how long y'all been together? 10 years. Oh, 10 years. Okay. So in 10 years, what percentage of your husband's complaints about you are true? Brother, what percentage of what your wife is saying about your problems in your marriage is true? You know what happens? Every time I do counsel with couples, the brother will give me a percentage. He'll give me a percentage and say, 20% is true, 30% is true, 50% is true. But my lovely, beautiful Israelite sisters, you know what y'all tell me? In 10 years in a marriage, you never did nothing. I never did nothing. And when I hear that, I get livid because you're lying. You're lying. So I start asking myself, why am I sitting here? Why am I sitting here? Why do you got me sitting here if you're going to lie to me out the gate within the first 2 minutes? In 10 years, you never did or said nothing to your husband that was wrong. He's admitting he's done it, but you never did nothing in 10 years. No, I can't think of anything, no. So I notice less and less people come for counsel because I don't deal with the bullshit. And I don't do it in the world either. Because our people have a lot of issues, and we need to get to the root of the issues if we're going to fix it. If you're not willing to admit you have issues, it can't be fixed. In my marriage, there's times where I got to fall on my sword of like, you know what? I was wrong. Because sometimes I am. I'm flesh and blood. I'm a man. Sometimes I am. So how you going to look at me and tell me that you ain't never been wrong, you never did wrong? Get out of here. Get out of here. So I guess word got around because people don't want me counseling them no more like that. You go looking for the weak brother that's going to tell you everything is okay. Yeah. And then if you can't find no weak brothers amongst us, then you leave the camp and go to another camp and get counsel over there. They tell you the same thing. You get mad, you leave that camp and go to the next camp. I call that shopping for counsel. You shop for counsel until you get the answer that you want. Instead of whatever it is that you're dealing with, addressing it and fixing it. Really, it should have been fixed before you got married. You should have addressed your demons, your traumas, whatever you're going through in the spirit before you got married. You brothers too. But sometimes you don't wait and you get married first. Well, now you guys are going to have to work on it during the marriage. It is what it is. See, these are the type of talks that when I have them, people don't like it, but it's too bad. Somebody got to say it. Somebody has to say it. Yeah, somebody said denial is a hell of a drug. 1,000%. 1,000%. 1,000%. You know? Yeah. So, all right. Yeah, family. So, you know, I'm done ranting because I'm almost home. So I'm done ranting. I'm all good. I did want to come and spend some time with the family. I appreciate y'all listening. If you're in the house, you didn't hit the like button. You need to repent and believe the gospel. As you guys could see, scrolling across at the bottom ticker, I have an email. I have limited seating in the Passover. There was a few people that reached out to me and said they wanted to come. But because we're in the age of the C, the 1, the 9, you know, they gave us a cap on how many people we could have in the venue. So if you are interested and you're in the New York area, just hit up that email. Give me a good way of contacting you. Either I'm going to contact you or the correspondence department is going to contact you. And just let me know how many people are coming. That's all. We're blessed where we can be free up in there. We don't have to wear masks. We don't have to social distance, none of that stuff like that. So we're free to observe the Passover. So all praise to the Most High for that. The other thing is that I got a couple of emails from people that wanted to be a part of the academy, but we just completed week 10 of the academy yesterday. And I want to shout out the brothers that's in the academy, man. You brothers are doing an excellent job. I'm really enjoying myself, you know, going over stuff with you brothers. It's excellent. All praises to the Most High for you brothers. Continue to stay strong. And for the people that reached out that asked, there will be another one. So you can email. That email is going across as well. I'll have somebody from the correspondence department get back to you, and we're going to figure out when we're going to do the next one. Okay? So, yeah, that's pretty much it, brothers and sisters. I say much love, peace, and blessings to you all. And with that being said, it's your brother, Priest Danyaahla, representing Lions of Israel, Maccabeestv. And I say, shalom.
I want to praise you, Yahweh. I want to thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful, Yahweh. I want to thank you, Yahweh.
For the promise, life is a blessing and life is a lesson. Life is a setback and life is progression. Life Life is uneasy, at times life is comfortable. Life will lift you up, and at times life will humble you. Life is a gift, you better thank the Lord for it. Every chance you get, someone is less fortunate. Life goes in circles, life throws you curveballs. Life can be deceiving like preachers in the church halls. Life isn't promised. If I could be honest, the fact that I'm alive, that time has me astonished. Cause I came from the underground, being tossed around, being lost and found. Now they adore the sound of the priest, far from a nuance. Verses are proverbs, written's are the new songs. Another song for the blocks and the avenues. Everything is plain, I don't speak to them in parables.
I wanna praise you, Yahweh.
I wanna praise you.
I wanna thank you, Yahweh. I'm so grateful.
I'm so grateful.
Yahweh. I wanna thank you, Yahweh.
For the power I see the world through different eyes. Every Sunday got the preacher telling different lies, hearing things that I really couldn't visualize. Should've listened, Big said you'd be hypnotized. I was a victim too, I say respectfully. They all up in the soup, don't know the recipe. Talking about I'm not who I was bred to be. Count me out, man, who made you the referee? Trying to get stripes, trying to cloud chase. At 19, I made an about face. Thanks to Christ, it's also about grace. And they lied when they said it ain't about race. But that's another song, I ain't the first to tell you. Woke up on a deeper and a surface level. Learned the laws and the laws changed my attitude. And this song is to show you how a gratitude. I'm so grateful.
I wanna praise you, Yahweh. I wanna thank you,
Yahweh.
I'm so grateful.
We're so grateful.